What is going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we're going to be talking about, will the precious metal hype ever die down? So with all that being said, guys, let's get into it. Okay guys, so there's been a lot of hype around precious metals in the last year or so. And I want to talk about whether or not that hype is going to die down and why it's important, why it matters, and things like that. First and foremost, I want to say be sure to hit that like button down below, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and hit the bell if you'd like to be notified when I make any videos or updates. And leave me a comment in the comment section down below once this video is done. So, with all that being said, the hype around precious metals, right? There's a lot of hype going on, right? And there's a lot of things that, happening within the realm of stacking precious metals. That includes silver, gold, and even platinum to an extent. And I want to talk about whether or not that hype will ever die down. So, if you were stacking pre-2020, you already know there was a time period where the hype was not there, or not where it is today. And the hype really kind of hurts us long-term, long-time stackers, right? And the way it hurts us is the premiums, right? The dealers know the hype is real and everything going on in precious metal world is happening and just all kinds of things are occurring. Now, the hype will die down at some point, and I want to kind of expand upon that, right? If you take a look at the long history of precious metals, there have been multiple things in time that have caused precious metals to be hyped up in a way that affects their overall price from a retail standpoint and things like that. If you take a look back at the 2008 to 2011 era, you see there was a point in time fairly recently where precious metals kind of went to the moon in a way, as far as silver especially, but as well as gold and platinum. And during that time, there were price hikes, right? There were extenuating premiums added on to metals. It was hard for the dealers to get inventory, to even stock, to even ship to people who wanted to buy. And the same similar thing is going on kind of right now. There's a lot of hype involving precious metals, and there's a lot of hype around precious metals. And I personally believe that hype will die off at some point. If you take a look at trends, if you take a look at any industry, anything, you'll see that at some point hype kind of dies down when it comes to really any investment platform, right? Now, one thing I want to mention is that doesn't necessarily mean spot price will come down. As you all know, there has been a lot of money printing going on, and so there will be inflation consequences to that. So I'm not one of those people who really think silver is just going to go back down to $15 an ounce and just stay there for eternity, and I'll just keep stacking until I'm dead. That's not what I personally think, right? I think silver may remain above $20 an ounce for the foreseeable future. I think platinum may remain above $1,000 an ounce for the foreseeable future, and gold remain above $1,500 an ounce. Now, when the hype does die down, the benefit that we're going to have from it is premiums. Premiums will come down because less people will be buying. With less people buying, the dealers have to offer more attractive premiums to get us to buy when no one's buying. And that's essentially what was going on pre-2020, post-2011. Is people quit buying, people quit talking about it, the hype died down, we were able to get stuff for low premium. And that's what we're going to benefit from when the hype does die down again. And it will die down again. I don't care what anyone says about squeezes or raid days or whatever they like to call it these days, there will be a point in time where people will forget and or just give up on stacking. There's a lot of new stackers in the community at the current time. Some people will last, some people will not. Some people will remain holding forever. Some people will get out because it's no longer the popular thing to be doing. Unfortunately, that's just how society works. When things are in, people do it. When things are out, people get out. It's just economics, it's just trends, it's just all that stuff. But I want to talk about whether or not that hype will die down. Yes, it will. When will it? I can't say for sure. It probably will take a couple years if the history proves itself to be correct. Because most of the time when this kind of stuff happens, it usually takes a couple years to kind of fizzle out and people kind of forget about it. So it will happen, it's just a matter of when. Now, when it will happen, I don't know, and no one really knows. No matter what anyone tells you, they don't really know when exactly the hype will die down. But it will die down at some point, and when it does, that's when you really want to be going hard into the metals. As you all know, this year is my platinum gold medal year, so I've just been stacking gold and platinum. But another reason why I've been stacking gold and platinum is not simply just because I'm a platinum bull and I want to increase my gold holdings. It's also because those two metals have much more reasonable and much more realistic premiums attached to them. Silver has added so much premium in recent times that it's just no longer attractive to me. It just is ridiculous. $5 an ounce over spot is the deal? I don't think so. And I'm not just saying that because I was stacking pre-2020. I just simply think $5 an ounce is just simply unreasonable for bullion. Now, if I'm paying for jewelry or art or something, sure. But when I'm paying for stuff just simply to secure my wealth, I'm not going to pay a whole lot more than I have to, right? Obviously, premiums need to be there, and dealers got to make money and retailers got to make money and shipping costs money and all kinds of things like that. But as far as $5 an ounce over spot, if I buy a tube of Eagles and it's $5 an ounce over spot, that's like $100 more than the metal I'm buying. So will I get that $100 back? Maybe at some point, but I don't really want to have to wait for that, right? I want my wealth to be secured as soon as I spend it. And so I'm just not buying silver at the current time. But the hype will die down. And when it does, then I'll get back into more so silver stacking. Platinum and gold, even though there's been a little bit more of hype around it, it's not nearly like what it is with silver. And the silver hype will die down once people realize what silver and precious metals as a whole are, right? The premiums on gold and platinum have increased a little bit. I'm not going to pretend like they haven't, right? You used to be able to find gold pretty much at spot, right? Larger pieces, especially on the secondhand market, people couldn't move for very much more than spot. It just wasn't happening. Now, if you want a 1 ounce eagle, you're going to pay 10, 15, 20% over spot. That's why I've been sticking mostly to this Austrian and Mexican stuff, because the junk from foreign nations is a little bit less popular and a little bit lower premiums. I haven't stacked a lot of government bullion because the premiums are just outrageous. And so, as far as gold, platinum on the other hand, I love stacking the government bullion because it's just a little bit more than the generic stuff. However, I do just kind of want to mention that, again, the hype around these metals will die down. When will it die down? Well, it will really boil down to just simply once people realize that they're not going to make enough money. I saw a comment on a video, not on my channel, but on another channel, of an individual who stated that he or she started stacking this year and already got up to like 80 ounces of silver. But they were thinking about getting out of it because they didn't realize what a long game it is. And that's the key point. A lot of people getting into precious metals and hyping up precious metals and everything revolving around precious metals have not stacked for long enough to realize exactly what type of game precious metal stacking entails. And what that entails is long-term game. It's a long-term investment strategy. So if you are an older individual and you do not plan on being around for a whole long while, I mean, I wish everyone a long and healthy and happy life, of course, but life does come to an end at some point, and if you are nearing the end or closer to the end than the beginning, I wouldn't really suggest stacking unless you are simply just doing it for your grandkids or something like that, which is a very noble cause, and I applaud you for that. But if you are stacking with the mindset of making a lot of money or making money to retire or anything like that, it's just simply not going to happen unless you are a very, very young individual and you can afford to wait the years, 30, 40, 50 years into the future to receive profits or simply just cash out your wealth preservation. So yeah, guys, I just kind of wanted to make this video talking about, will the hype ever die down? Yes, it will, but it's going to take a while. It just simply is. That's what we can learn from history and other hypes that have happened around precious metals over time. This is nothing new. This is not out of this world. This is not something that has never happened before, right? We've seen this happen before, and it will probably happen again. But for the time being, you know, it's okay to halt certain purchases or slow your purchases or reduce your purchases. I'm not saying quit stacking altogether and just wait it out. I don't really think that's the best strategy in the world. I still think it is wise to pick up precious metals and add it to your portfolio over time, regardless of what hype is going on, what trends are going on, things like that. But at the end of the day, to best protect yourself, the best time to slow down your stacking is now, because the hype is real and it's here to stay for the short term, at least for a little while. So as unfortunate as it is for purchasing, I still believe in precious metals and I'm still stacking them, and I still suggest you do if you are not, and I still suggest you continue doing it. I just want to mention that you may want to cautiously move forward into precious metals and make sure all of your values are covered, right? Your goals, everything you have that you want in life are taken care of. Because at the end of the day, this is wealth preservation, guys. This is be your own bank. This is taking your money and securing it and preserving it. This is not get rich quick. This is not going to blow up overnight. Sure, I want the precious metals to go up. And I think that platinum, especially because I'm the platinum beast, will go up, and probably this year. However, I'm still cautious. I still gauge my purchases. I still purchase wisely, and I still put my money into this stuff with a goal in mind. And what is that goal? Preserve wealth. That should be really the goal for everyone. Obviously, it's a little different depending on your age, you know, your life situation, things like that. But realistically speaking, this type of investing is long-term preservation, things of that nature. It's not, you know, income. It's not anything like that, unless you are a coin shop, which then you're completely different. But if you're just the average stacker like myself, this is what it is. This is how it's going to be forever. And if you've been stacking long enough, you know what it was like, and you should know that it will be like that again one day. It's an unpopular opinion for a lot of people. I get that. It just is what it is, guys. At the end of the day, I appreciate all of y'all for stopping by and checking out my video today and listening to me talk and give my thoughts and opinions. Leave your comment in the comment section down below, letting me know your thoughts and opinions, no matter what they are. If you completely disagree, that's totally cool. Let me know down below. With all that being said, guys, until next time, we will see ya.